Hola a todos. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about some very important vocabulary terms with a little bit of cultural context. These words are particularly important for any of you who are on the job market or are applying to an academic program. So learning how to talk about your degree in Spanish will help you in interviews and to prepare your resume or CV. I really wanted to make this video because even though these words are so important, I have noticed that there is a lot of confusion about how to talk about your degree, which terms to use. In fact, I even had some confusion with terms that caused me a little bit of a problem, and I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. That's our little culture context to close up the video. So to start off with, the most common mistake I see in my students' papers, it is very common, is translating degree as an academic education degree as grado. No. No, no, no. Let's double strike that. Degree, if you translate degree as grado, to me, the teacher, that is a big online translator alert. Because I checked, and in Google Translate and many other online translator, if you just type in degree, grado is going to come up. Alright, so here we are in Google Translate, English to Spanish. Let's see if what I'm thinking is correct. Let's see if when you put degree, yep, grado is what pops up. Online translator alert. The reason why online translators don't always work very well is because the word degree in English has many possible meanings. So grado means degree in reference to temperature. For example, 20 degrees Celsius, 20 grados Celsius, or 20 grados Fahrenheit. So grado does not mean degree in the way we are talking about in this video. And that is a big alert for an online translator, which I do not recommend my students to use, okay? Instead of online translators, which don't always work since every word has so many possible meanings, I recommend wordreference.com. Wordreference.com breaks down the use of the different meanings of each word, gives example sentences, and has forums where native speakers answer questions, so you can often find the answer to your question, how to use a word in a context, in the forum, or if someone hasn't already answered your question, you can ask the question and people will answer it. So avoid online translators and check out wordreference.com. So let's get back to degrees as in education. The first word we're going to talk about is el bachillerato. El bachillerato. Remember, the double L in Spanish makes a y sound, so it's pronounced el bachillerato. El bachillerato. El bachillerato. And we need to also be careful with this term because a common mistake, bachillerato does not mean bachelor's degree. Bachillerato is not a bachelor's degree, even though the words look alike. That's what we call a false friend or a false cognate. Bachillerato is basically like a high school diploma, okay? Different countries have different educational systems. So it's not an exact equivalent, but if you are studying for your bachillerato, you're probably 16, 17, 18 years old. And this would kind of match up with, in the United States, a high school diploma. So bachillerato is like kind of like high school diploma. El bachillerato. So if you want to talk about your bachelor's degree, you would say la licenciatura. La licenciatura. Licenciatura. Kind of looks like license, right? La licenciatura is a bachelor's degree at a university. Could take, 3 to 4 years to complete. And you could say, for example, obtuve la licenciatura en historia en 2008. I got a bachelor's degree in history in 2008. Would be something you could say in a job interview. Obtuve, like obtained, preterite tense in the past. Obtuve la licenciatura en historia en 2008. Obtuve la licenciatura en historia en 2008. Licenciatura is your bachelor's degree. And licenciado o licenciada is a way to address someone who has their licenciatura. So in a formal setting, you could address someone as señor o señora, for example. But in other professional formal settings, it may be appropriate to address someone as licenciado or licenciada if it's in a professional setting and it's known that these people have their licenciatura, the degree. So you're going to have to evaluate if that's appropriate in the particular context you're in, right? And you can do some research beforehand, ask someone. So licenciado, licenciada is a title based on having a bachelor's degree, licenciatura. Next, you may continue on for about 1.5 to 2.5 years to get your master's degree, higher education. That would be la maestría. La maestría. La maestría. Por ejemplo, ahora estoy haciendo una maestría en literatura latinoamericana. Now I'm doing a master's in Latin American literature. Ahora, now, estoy haciendo, I'm doing, una maestría, a master's, en literatura latinoamericana. Ahora estoy haciendo una maestría en literatura latinoamericana. La maestría, you can also say el máster. El máster. So those are synonyms, and it just depends on where you are, which word you're going to use. Okay, la maestría, el máster can both be used for master's degree. And finally, you can take it all the way to el doctorado. El doctorado. El doctorado. Por ejemplo, ahora estoy haciendo un doctorado en antropología. Ahora estoy haciendo un doctorado en antropología. Now I'm doing a doctorate in anthropology. El doctorado. And finally, all of these different types of degrees are your degree, your qualification, your título. El título, if someone asks ¿qué es su título? What's your title, degree, qualification? So the different types of títulos that we talked about in this video are el bachillerato. El bachillerato, not a bachelor's, right? El bachillerato is basically high school diploma. La licenciatura, La licenciatura is like bachelor's degree, university degree. La maestría o el máster. Y el doctorado. And of course, there are other specialist degrees, etc., that we haven't gone on to, but hopefully, this is a good start for you. And you can ask me things in the comments if I didn't cover something you need to say in a job interview. Or remember, wordreference.com, they have forums where you can ask native speakers questions about these things. And now, as promised, the culture tip. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I myself had a problem with mistranslating my degree. It caused a little bit of a problem. So the first time I went to Mexico to do research, I was working on my bachelor's degree. And I went to an archive and told them that, and it was, a very important archive, and I was trying to access very old and important documents. And I told them that they were asking me lots of questions, and I told them I was working on El Bachillerato. And remember, El Bachillerato, that meant I was like 16 to 18 years old. I was like a high school student, so they didn't want to let me in. They didn't want to give me access to this special collection of that archive. But then I got out a letter that had the university seal from my university, and then they understood that I wasn't a Bachillerato student, that I was working on my licenciatura, and I had the support of a university. So it wasn't a big problem, but it just caused a little hiccup. And another thing this can tell us is that if you are going to do research in another country, in a Spanish-speaking country, it's a very good idea to bring a letter on official letterhead. If you can get, a fancy gold seal and everything, even better, because those documents can really help you out. And again, all of that said, don't let little stories like little mishaps, little hiccups in the road hold you back from speaking Spanish, going and exploring other countries, putting yourself out there, because like I said, it was just a little bump in the road. It wasn't a big problem, and I learned from it, and I learned so much from that first experience. So it's all a learning process with language learning and learning about other cultures. Gracias por ver el video. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more helpful videos for learning Spanish. Also, check out my website, www.estudiafeliz.com, for helpful materials for Spanish learners and teachers. Hasta luego. See you in the next video.